Welcome to Rocky Railway VBS. I'm Smalls.
And I'm Tarzan. Welcome back, terrific travelers. I hope you're on board for another adventure on the Rocky Railway.
Here, we're discovering that Jesus' power pulls us through, even when life gets a little bit off track. Did you know that trains can talk to each other?
Whoa, like Thomas?
Well, they don't really talk like English, but they do communicate. Listen to this. What do you think it means? What do you think, Tarzan?
Well, you know I speak train, and I know I speak train, but this must be a different train language. It just doesn't translate well. I bet you the kids would know.
Well, often the whistles are loud and bold to let people know that the train is coming. I'm sure you are waiting to be bold and loud too. So let's get up and dance.
We trust in you, Jesus. You're all that we need. Your power will pull us through. We're trusting in you. We're trusting in you. You give us hope and life that's forever. You make us bold and we stand together. Your power will pull us through. We're trusting in you. We're trusting in you. We're off on this journey, there's no looking back. With Jesus to lead us, we're on the right track. Oh, 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 oh. Wide open spaces for wide open eyes. We're looking ahead for the next big surprise. Oh, 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 oh. We trust in you, Jesus. You're all that we need. Your power will pull us through. We're trusting in you. We're trusting in you. You give us hope and life that's forever. You make us bold and we stand together. Your power will pull us through. We're trusting in you. We're trusting in you. We're off on this journey, there's no looking back. With Jesus to lead us, we're on the right track. Oh, 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 oh. Wide open spaces for wide open eyes. We're looking ahead for the next big surprise. Oh, 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 oh. We trust in you, Jesus. You're all that we need. Your power will pull us through. We're trusting in you. We're trusting in you. You give us hope and life that's forever. And we stand together. Your power will pull us through. We're trusting in you. Trusting in you. Your power will pull us through. We're trusting in you. Trusting in you. Trusting in you. We're trusting in you. Trusting in you.
I'm happy to report that I have some great news. Smalls and the crew fixed the tracks. Smalls will finally be able to drive her train down the mountain and deliver all
Did
those.
I hear my name? Are you talking about me? Are you cheering me on?
Well, I am actually. I was just telling everyone about how hard you have been working on the track over the past couple weeks. Aren't you excited to finally get your train going so you can make all your deliveries?
Oh yeah. Totally. Can't wait. So excited. Hey, there's a squirrel!
What are you talking? Smalls? Why are you hiding?
If you see the train conductor coming, can you tell him that tell him I want to water my lawn?
Smalls? I don't know why you're hiding, but you might as well come out and tell us what's going on. I'm pretty sure we can figure this out together.
You're right. Maybe I should wear my disguise. What do you think?
Unless your disguise is that you are a train robber, which when you work on trains maybe isn't the best idea, it's not gonna work. Why don't you just tell me what's going on?
The conductor pointed out that before we go down the mountain, I have to go up over a really, really steep mountain. And now he's trying to find me so we can get rolling, full steam ahead.
Well, I thought that's what you wanted to do, delivering the M&Ms and all.
It is. I've just never driven a train down such a steep mountain before. I've gone up all the hills on long, flat plains and crazy curvy bends over tall bridges, but I'm nervous about going up and down such a steep mountain.
Well, doing new things can take courage and boldness. That's why I'm glad I don't have to do those things alone. Jesus' power helps us be bold. Trust Jesus. You don't have to face it with your own power alone. You can trust that one strong enough to make the mountain strong is strong enough to help you get over it.
Well, that sounds nice, but I am still pretty nervous.
Clearly. Well, we have some more songs coming up that might give you some boldness to help tackle this new challenge. They'll remind you that Jesus' power helps us be bold. Trust Jesus.
Okay, that might help a lot. I'll stick around a little longer to see if I gain some boldness.
Great idea, Smalls. I believe in you.
I feel it in the air right now. It's all around, I see it everywhere. It's the power. Yeah, God's power. It's the power to move any star. It's the power to heal your broken heart. It's the power. Yeah, God's power. So don't hold back, no, don't hold still. 'Cause God is here and He is real. Take 4 steps to the left, to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn it around and move to the right. 1, 2, 3. Now take tiny little jumps forward to the front. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 jumps back, but you better look back. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now freeze. And everybody clap your hands. Now stop. I feel it in the air right now. It's all around, I see it everywhere. It's the power. Yeah, God's power. It's the power to move any star. It's the power to heal your broken heart. It's the power. Yeah, God's power. So don't hold back, no, don't hold still. God is here and He is real. Take 4 steps to the left, to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn it around and move to the right. 1, 2, 3. Now take tiny little jumps forward to the front. 1, 2,
Train whistles are big and bold because they have important messages to communicate. Sometimes God wants us to be bold too. Sometimes we have to stand up for what we believe. We have to say things that might be unpopular, even when no one else feels the same way. Being bold can be hard, but you are not in it alone. Our Bible point today is Jesus' power helps us be bold. Trust Jesus. I wonder what bold Bible buddy will help us remember our Bible point today.
Is everyone on board for another exciting day? I'm roaring to go. My name is Sierra, and I'm a mountain lion. Now, you might think lions only belong in Africa, but North America has their lions too. My friends and I go by other names like pumas, panthers, catamounts, and cougars. That's because I live all over the western part of the globe, and different people have different names for me. In fact, aside from humans, no other mammal covers such a large range of territory. I am one cool cat, aren't I? My tawny fur doesn't start out like this. As a baby, I had spots. I think God gave me those so I'd blend in with the tall grass where my mother hid me. After my brothers and sisters and I were old enough to hunt, we left our pride and went out on our own. Most of the time, I'm pretty quiet. After all, if I'm making a lot of noise, it's gonna be hard for me to sneak up on my lunch. Shh, be quiet. A girl's gotta eat. Of course, there are times when I need to make a big, bold noise. Even though I look a lot like a lion, I don't roar. I've got a pretty intimidating scream, though. Isn't that the cat's meow? When I need to catch a meal, I have to move fast. I'm glad God gave me such powerful legs to run, jump, and pounce. Without those mighty muscles, I'd go hungry. God made my legs so powerful, mountain lions can jump up to 18 feet high and 40 feet long. That'd be like me jumping on top of your house. God created me with muscles to leap and pounce. Sometimes you need to boldly leap or pounce on an opportunity. Maybe it's hard to be bold when you need to make a new friend. Tell the truth. Or boldly talk about Jesus. The Bible has this powerful promise for you. He gives power to the weak and strength to the powerless. You can trust that Jesus' power will give you the strength you need to be bold. Jesus is right with you, cheering you on all the way. Pounce on the opportunity. Jesus' power helps us be bold. Trust Jesus.
Sierra is a mountain lion, and we have the perfect buddy for our Bible point. Sometimes she has to be quiet, and other times she leaps boldly. This reminds me of a story from the Bible. But before we start, if you signed up for one of our packages, now is the time to get it out. You are looking for an envelope that says Week 5. Inside, you're going to find... The suspense is killing me, and I know what's inside. You're going to find money. It's not real money, but you'll want to have it close by for this story. Now, back to the story. This story comes from the book of Acts. To experience what it's like, you're going to have to imagine that you're living thousands of years ago in a city called Jerusalem. Today, most people who can't walk have a wheelchair to help them move. But back when this story took place, if you couldn't walk, your friends or your family would have to carry you. Well, one day in Jerusalem, something incredibly bold happened over by the temple gate. Every day, a man sat there. He'd never been able to walk. Not once in the past 40 years had he stood up or taken a step. In this time, if you couldn't walk, it was hard to have a job. You couldn't be a fisherman, you couldn't be a carpenter, you couldn't be a potter, you couldn't even be a priest. All this man could do was hold out his hand and ask people for money. Now, here is where the money from the envelope comes in. You should have 10 paper bills. Now, back in the day, you had to give an offering to the temple, so you had to set aside 2 bills. 1, 2. Well, at least you have 8 bills left. But you have to feed your family, so you have to put aside another 4 bills. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, at least I have 4 left. But I also need somewhere to live, and that's gonna cost me 3 more bills, so you have to put in 1, 2, 3 bills. Oh no, that only leaves you with 1 bill left. But luckily that toy you've had your eye on only costs 1 bill. On your way to the store, you see someone who really needs 1 bill. He hasn't eaten in days and he can't walk. 1 bill would feed him. Can you edit that in if I don't move? 1 bill would feed him the rest of the day. You have lots of toys at home and you just had a big meal. What would you do with your last bill? Sometimes people would toss him a coin, and plenty of times though, people just walked on past without even glancing at him. One day, 2 guys went walking by named Peter and John. Now, I don't want to ruin the whole story because next week, there's another chance for you to star in Spotlight VBS. But I will say this, they didn't give that man money. They gave him something even better. But I'm not going to spoil it. You'll have to tune in next week to hear how it happened. But let's get back to the money from earlier. It doesn't have to even be money that you give to people. There are other valuable things that you can give people that aren't money, or things, or toys. You can give someone a compliment, help them with their homework, help someone who's feeling bad. Or maybe it's just friendship for someone who's lonely. It only takes 1 thing, just like it could have taken 1 bill to feed that person. And it only takes 1 thing, and that's for you to be bold. And Jesus' power helps us be bold. Trust Jesus.
If there's one thing we can count on, it's that God will never let us down, and we can trust everything He does. He keeps His promises, we know, because the word of the Lord holds true. We can trust Him, we can trust Him. The word of the Lord holds true. We can trust Him, we can trust Him. Oh, yeah.
There's been a lot of highs and lows this week. Luckily, it just hasn't been too high. I still don't think I'm ready for anything too high.
That's okay, Smalls. Next week, we're going to keep discovering that Jesus' power helps us be bold.
Trust Jesus. As Tarzan mentioned earlier, next week is Spotlight VBS. So you get to send us your pictures and have them displayed on the big screen, and we are so excited.
I'm excited to see how it turns out, especially after the last two being so awesome. And make sure you come on back so that we can help support Smalls as she works on her boldness.
I hope that a week is enough time, but anyways, I hope to see you all next week.
Bye.
This train is bound for glory. This train. This train is bound for glory. This train. This train is bound for glory. Jesus made a place in heaven for me. This train is bound for glory. This train. This train is bound for glory. This train. This train is bound for glory. This train. This train is bound for glory. Jesus made a place in heaven for me. This train is bound for glory. This train.
Okay, now let's bring it down.
This train is bound for glory. This train. This train is bound for glory. This train. This train is bound for glory. Jesus made a place in heaven for me. This train is bound for glory. This train. Oh, this train. This train is bound for glory. This train. This train is bound for glory. This train. This train is bound for glory. Jesus made a place in heaven for me. This train is